200 miles. We had to stop because somebody's having technical difficulties. Javier is hacking into the mainframe. We're getting that nice corn juice. We made it to the tuner. Welcome back to the 997 project here on Street Bandito. If you're new to this project, we bought this thing as a blown motor, rolling shell. We swapped in an LS3, we painted it NATO olive, updated suspension with max load air suspension. We made our own carbon fiber parts for it, and we're gonna go over an overview of everything that we've done since last time you saw this. It wouldn't be a Street Bandito project if we didn't have a deadline. Deadline for this car was Cruisin' Week, which is down in Ocean City, Maryland. The plan was to get this car completely ready and drive it down there, and of course, we were last minute buttoning it up together. Will and I put it as together as it could possibly be. We drove it to the tuner. Well, we're on our maiden voyage to tune it. We just had to stop and get gas. A little sketchy, not fully together. Don't worry about this door handle.
We have seat belts.
He has no door panel.
We don't have seat belts.
We got wipers.
I also reached for a seat belt as I said that.
We're getting that nice corn juice. He's gonna start tuning on 93, and then we're gonna switch to ethanol.
You want more?
4 gallons? Yeah. Okay. So. We have it tuned on E85 and 93, and everything's plugged into the OEM GM ECU, which is literally like $80. I literally have a backup just in case. Look how dusty and muddy this thing is. They just leave these things in the engine bays of, like, you know, whatever, Silverado, or they all seem the same. It's running terrific. I've had almost no issues. While we were down in Ocean City, I had a tire issue with this front left tire. And that was really me mounting my tire incorrectly. I put a little slit in it when I was mounting it. But we just put some bead seal around it, and it's been good since. Dude, I've been destroying this lip, even though I'm on air. Xavier likes to talk trash.
I definitely just talked about it though.
These spotter lanternflies are taking over Baltimore. Destroyed this lip. I do have another lip. This is a cup car lip, I believe. Doesn't have the little holes here that the RS or the OEM Aero Kit lip have. And it also sits, it's got like a little lip on the side. It sits farther out, and it's lower. So if I had the Aero Kit lip, maybe I wouldn't scrape as much. I originally painted this lip green to color match it, but it was too much green on the car. I needed to break it up a bit. So we've designed rockers, and we have molds for the rockers. Well, the molds have gel coat on them. We did fiberglass them and a bunch of other stuff. And we also have these front drive lights, they call them. It has like your front blinker and running lights in them. My Morimoto headlights now have a running light built into them. So we made molds of these as well that are gonna just be carbon block-offs. And it'll come with plugs to plug into your existing wiring, so it has like little resistors in them, so you won't get any codes or anything like that. That will be available on industrygarage.com, along with the carbon side skirts, the carbon roof, carbon trunk, carbon rear bumper. Actually, I'll show you the trunk real quick while we're here. So the trunk that you saw in the last episode was like the unfinished trunk. That's actually how I drove it down to Cruise Week. But I was always planning to have this trim piece put in here. This is not a finished trim piece. This is kind of my first prototype that I made. This is a carbon piece, but it had a bunch of pinholes in it, so we painted it black. And when I cut this with too big of a bit, and it destroyed it. It does have 2 spall fans. I think they're 5 or 5.5 inch spall fans. And we're working on a harness that will plug into both spall fans, plug into the ECU, and it also has a plug-in for the light here. So when your headlights are on at night, you'll have a light on your engine bay, which is nice, and you'll have 2 working fans. So this is gonna be an actual panel for the trunk section. I still need to cut the industry garage section out of it. You get the idea. Looks nice. Another huge thing about this car is we're going to be going on a road trip to California to do some work for the Ruffian guys. We also met at SEMA. So we're gonna drive 72 hours, I think. I don't even know how many miles it is, but it's way more, 72 hours just to get there. From Baltimore, we're gonna stop in Chicago, say what's up to my buddy Noah, who works at Roadster Shop. He has a sick LS powered Z. We talked a lot on Instagram back in the day, and then like he came up to me at SEMA, so we actually got to talk in person. He's super cool. So we're gonna stop by there.
It's like meeting your gaming friends.
Yeah, exactly. Meeting IRL people, it's crazy. Let's stop in Chicago, but we're probably not gonna stay the night there. We're probably gonna start driving closer to Denver somewhere. So if you know anybody or you live in between Chicago and Denver, closer to Chicago, hit me up on Instagram. It's a nice excuse to put some miles on this thing. My motor has a 2-year, 36,000 mile warranty. So I'm not too worried about it. I've had 0 issues on the motor so far. So knock on carbon. Let's go over the interior stuff. So we never went over any of the interior stuff, but it's all together and very nice. We'll start off with the doors. I painted the trim that goes around the window switch and the door handle to match the body color of the car. I painted the door handles black because they had that weird soft touch stuff. And then we got these Renline carbon door handles. They look like GT3 RS, but they pull straight out the whole thing. The GT3 RS ones, just the strap comes out. But yellow strap to match all the yellow accents, like the yellow brakes on the outside. We have Renline door sills, which I finished in satin carbon with all of the interior carbon. And then we painted the little scuff plates the same like factory black as everything else on the interior, because that's the same gummy, soft touch stuff that just gets destroyed after a couple years. Also painted all of the air vents, the AC vents.
I would say that was honestly one of the most fascinating things. That
was one of the hardest things I did on this car. It's harder than the engine swap for sure.
I think even Tyler was like, dude, I don't know who said something. They're like, damn, Tim really like got into detail.
Yeah, like these little yellow guys, picking these out is pretty easy actually, but taking this out, one, is just really annoying to do. You have to take the whole glove box and everything out. But then also, you have to pick out each of these individual blades, and then you have to put them back in so carefully, where you're like, you have to bend them to put them in, and then there's a little mechanism on the back that locks them all together. It is a huge pain. Moving on from them, I have a full leather dash, full leather interior, extended leather interior, which is nice. The leather glove boxes were kind of ratty. So we had these wrapped by our local guy that did all of the SEMA car interior. It's the same GT3 RS, like dark gray, like charcoal suede. I got rid of all of the silver that was in the interior, except for right here, actually. So I painted the glove box handle, body color as well, the extended leather sides, and then all of this trim right here around the radio used to be that like dark silver. It's actually the same as the back of the seats, which these are the 18-way sport adaptive seats with the hard shells on the back. I thought about painting these body color or like yellow or something like that, but I think it'd be too much work. But yeah, so we got rid of all of this silver pretty much except for underneath the e-brake handle and right here. Then we got brand new seat belts, speed yellow. And then moving along, we have the same like GT3 RS like style shift boot with the knob. I repainted this top in the same factory black with speed yellow inserts, which was a huge pain to paint. And we have the full carbon center console. It's real nice and fancy. I did not make this, no. And then we also have like, you know, carbon panels that go across here for the cup holders that all work. And then like here I have a wireless MagSafe charger thing. So that charges my phone, and I need to glue this down. It's so convenient having your phone right there. And then this has wireless Apple CarPlay, so, you know, you can play music. All right. the chrono.
That Will stabbed with the center console and tried to act like he didn't, but he was
The
clear as
chrono that
day
he
on
stabbed.
camera.
Yeah, there's video evidence of it. So those chronos speed yellow, but I also had to take the entire chrono apart because the outside ring of that is chrome. And I have no more chrome on the interior except for this little stupid ring. So I took that whole thing apart and I factory blacked that as well. Like all the factory black stuff was also super, super tedious. Like this like climate control thing, I had to pop out every single little button on here and then replace a lot of these buttons because they were like, they get that same gummy, whatever. So all these buttons had to come out. I made this lower panel. This car came with a passport radar detector jammer thingy. So I made this panel. This usually has your like exhaust valves, PASM, the rear spoiler and stuff like that, buttons on it, which none of those, I'm not running any of those systems anymore. So good spot to put the radio jammer thing. It's gonna be nice for our trip to Cali. And then moving over to the driver's side, same suede underside of the steering wheel section, matching satin carbon little triangle bits here. Replace the gauge cluster with new faces, which only change the center to speed yellow. It's got CPE's logo in the center of it. And then replace the wheel with a like 991, 911 wheel. I had to paint, I painted this factory black as well to match, same with the back piece. Got these carbon pieces from Renline as well, and then painted this lower one. I have a carbon one for here as well, but I thought it would be cool to throw a little bit more of the
I like that you
body
did
color
it
on it.
green.
I like it too, yeah.
Have a little bit of carbon. And
Yeah, it mixes it up a little bit and it adds, there's just enough green in here where it's like, I'm really, really happy with how everything turned out. It's perfect. I will eventually make panels that cover this whole thing, like this whole section right here. I mean, for now, I like how the roof, like exposed roof is sick. Being able to see where it bonds on is cool. We 3D printed a housing for the airlift thing and then I bonded it in, painted that factory black as well. It's got all our presets in here, so you know I can just, whew. It's my drive height. I think that's all. I mean, I painted this. I painted this yellow and I hated it, so I painted it black. Overall, I'm super happy with it. This is the most together project I've ever had in my life. And then while I'm out in California, I'm probably gonna sell this thing. Unless nobody wants to buy it, then I'll keep it. But
do you know how much you want for it?
I don't really know. This is a lot of work into it. I mean, you saw all the interior stuff, all the carbon work. I have a lot of money in this thing. It's probably gonna be around 80,000 is probably what I'm gonna ask for. But yeah, everything like the warranty swaps over, 495 horsepower crank, pretty much brand new interior, brand new paint, brand new suspension. Yeah, this is like the most bulletproof car I've ever built, like the most like full, like ready to drive, which is why I've been driving it so much. So if you live in any of these areas, if you just want to meet us out in Orange County area, we'll probably be hanging around LA. We'll go see Ash Thorpe, our boy out there. Yeah, hit us up.